Life with Chess for Beyond the Gates, June 16th, 2025. Okay, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. And let me turn this subscriber only on so the spam won't come through. Let's see. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. There we go. There we go. The microphone didn't want to turn back on, y'all. But okay, yeah. First thing first, let me know your thoughts on today's episode down below. Look, Vanessa whole hiding her pants to herself. Her whole, her old, her old hiding her pants to herself. This lady talking about some, what she tell Joey? Let me find my notes, y'all. Vanessa said her and Joey got a lot to get past before they could hook up again. I said, you a lot. Look at you, ready to go now. And there she went. And there she went, y'all. Already about to sleep with the man. I was like, Doug, get in here and get your woman. Get in here and get your wife. What she got going on? Talking about some, what she said? I'm unfaithful. I'm not this loyal. She talking about some, I'm unfaithful, I'm not disloyal. Over here trying to get some money for her and her husband while sleeping with another man. Girl, hold on. Let me find my notes. Who we gonna start with? Martin and the fake server dude. Okay, so basically Martin ends up asking the dude, what did you just say? He talking about, so I asked you, was you ready for your check? I said, they don't sound nothing like. So Martin just kept staring. He ends up telling Vernon because Vernon came back and Vernon thought or assuming that, he's hallucinating. But at the same time, this week they already showed a promo where he's on the phone with somebody saying that he's back. So I don't know if that's gonna be Anita. I don't know if that's gonna be somebody else. But it kind of seems like it's a lot of people who know about it. Not a lot of people, but that possibly what's the dude name that Smitty was just interviewing? That Malone knows. He knows something because he told Smitty talking about some he live in a glass house. He implied that he live in a glass house. So I'm like, he was like, what is that supposed to mean? Or whatever. I said, here you go. They said this week he's supposed to find something out about Martin. I was like, here you go. I told y'all. I said, he gonna be the one to find out. Also this week they say that Smitty's supposed to tell Martin. I said that wrong. Martin's supposed to tell Smitty about his hallucinations, and he's supposed to suggest that he, seek help or whatever. But yeah, he's supposed to uncover it this week, y'all. I said I knew it was only a matter of time. I knew they was gonna somehow connect Smitty to it because he kept lying and kept lying and kept lying. I was like, yeah, your lies gonna catch up to you, and boy, they about to. But okay, who else? Like I said, Martin confronted the fake server dude. He over here talking about, so he asked about his check. He ends up confiding in Vernon about it. Vernon think he just imagining things. He was like, I think he said the dude took the settlement and he left town. I think he said that he took the settlement and he left the country or whatever. He's like, it can't be him. But he's supposed to be on the phone with somebody saying that he's back. So I was like, was he just playing in this man's face? Trying to make it seem like he was imagining stuff? What they said? Yeah, people living in glass house should not throw stones. Yeah, that's what he said. I was like, it's all coming out in the open now. So is they saying that Martin tried to rob somebody or something? Like, what happened? I don't know, y'all. I just noticed last week they were saying something about robberies and stuff too. So I'm assuming it has something to do with that. But we'll see. Andre and Naomi, he over here fishing for information about his woman. He know doggone well Derek deep down, Derek know that Ashley want Andre and Andre want Ashley. Over here trying to look. I'm gonna say the same thing, y'all. Over here talking about some he should come over sometime. Why would you invite this man over to y'all house? To why you should come over. We should invite him over. I said, dude, you tripping. You was tripping. What else? He ends up asking her first. He tried to play it off like he really concerned about Bill. He asks her how Bill is. She ends up telling him. Then he ends up asking what Derek is planning. So she ends up revealing because she said that everybody was gonna find out eventually, anyways. And she told that Derek planned on proposing. Then she ends up saying, she don't think now is the right time for him to be doing that, but that's what's going to happen. That's why he showed up. Derek said, you playing me. Yeah, I thought he was gonna mention Andre, cause he will be right. And she knows she's supposed to be imagining, dreaming about him this week, y'all. I thought for sure he was gonna bring up Andre. Yeah, Derek was upset. I said, Derek, man. I said, what else he finna say? Hold on. But she said, wait, we ain't supposed to talk about them right now. Hold on, wait, let me see. Andre and Naomi, what else? I know they first started talking about Bill, then they end up talking about the proposal or whatever, and she suggested that now wasn't the right time for him to propose. I said the same, that don't make sense. Like, he did that on purpose. Well, obviously he did it on purpose, but I was like, dude, If you didn't want to, y'all had problems with living together. You think the solution is to propose to this lady? I said, I feel like all this. They were saying, oh, that's what she said. She said she think that him almost dying is what led them to move in together or whatever. And I was like, yeah, but at the same time, it's about Andre as well. Not Andre. Yeah, Andre as well. I said it's about Andre as well. Let me see what else they was talking about before we go to. I think the next people is Andre. I mean, Ashley and Derek. Yeah, it is. Let me finish with them first. Then he gonna pop up. I said, get out this girl face. You always gotta come over here. Yeah, they gonna be together. They finna be together eventually. Ashley said, no. Who I'm looking for again, y'all? I'm looking for Naomi and Andre. It was something else she said to him. I know I wrote it down somewhere. Let me see. Naomi thinks they would have been better off if Derek hadn't got hurt because that's what led them to move in together or whatever. Yeah, that's all they was talking about. Now we get to this. Now we get to Derek and Ashley. And we knew it was a matter of time, but I got a question. Does this mean they broke up? It kind of seemed like they broke up because he suggested that they see other people. I said, tomorrow he'll be crying saying he got to get her back. I said, tomorrow he'll be crying saying he got to get her back. But now I'm wondering if she was actually dreaming about her and Andre being together. It did kind of look like a dream, but at the same time, like, I don't know. We'll see, y'all. Ashley and Derek. So this food. Look, this man sit up here. First he proposed to her. She said no or whatever, just telling him she ain't ready. Why he take the ring out and propose again? I said, dude. I said, what? He like, say yes. I said, you can't. You try to trick her. You can't try to propose twice. They don't work like that. I said, she rejected you the first time. I said, put the ring up. I said, you better not get down on one knee. But yeah, they was talking about that. Hold on, y'all. Like I said, he ends up proposing or whatever. He also revealed that Naomi helped him pick out the ring. And he didn't give her a chance to say yes or no. He gonna try to slide that ring on somebody. So here, try it on. She stopped him. She was like, she told him no. She told him no or whatever. I think she was just trying to say, they ain't in a place to be getting married. And I said, right, how you go from A to Z that fast? Let me see what else. Cause he Ashley tells Derek she's not ready for this, she's not ready to marry or whatever, and he got offended. He ends up saying, she been playing him. He thinks she's been playing him or whatever. I was like, okay, say it next. Say Andre. Come on, say Andre. Said she has feelings for Andre, and you had that feeling or whatever. It was something. I think she told him it's something telling her, it don't feel right to accept the proposal for them to get married or whatever. Because you got feelings for Andre. And Derek know it too. He was noticing when he got hurt and all the other times he was popping up at the hospital and stuff. Doggone well what's going on. But yeah, she was like, what? She was trying to just talk to him and stuff like that. And he was upset. He didn't want to talk. He was like, seems like, they just, what was that? Hold on, y'all. I don't know what that was. It just flashed. Hold on. I don't know, y'all. It just blacked out and then came back. But yeah, what did she say? She ends up asking him, was this about commitment or a test? And I said, you know what? I said it was a test to see if you really wanted him, or it was a last resort. It either was that or a last resort. I said last resort. I said, yeah, they owe it. They owe it. He gonna try to get her back tomorrow, y'all. Hold on. The next thing you know, she crying and stuff. She just sitting up there crying, and you see somebody reach a bag to her, and I said, here you go. I already knew who it was before they showed his hand. Andre, here you go. She ends up saying, it wasn't what she thought. He proposed, but now, she think it's over with. She think it's over with or whatever. He talking about something there, just need time to cool off and everything. I said, why y'all playing? Why is y'all playing? Trying to make it seem like folks crazy and stuff. Doggone well. She know doggone well what it is. Who else we got? Let's see, y'all. Vanessa and Joey. Yeah, let's talk about these two. Let's talk about these two. She over here. I was confused at first. I was like, didn't he already say that he was going to clean the money or money laundry, whatever it's called? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Through her company. So what she was trying to do? She talking about she want to be partners. I said, wait a minute now. I said, wait a minute. She over here bringing up the fact that more than likely she's smarter than Doug. That's for certain. She definitely smarter than Doug. Doug over here thought this man was doing him a favor. Just study over here gambling. But yeah, she was like, she figured out that he was being watched, and he is. She was like, they wouldn't question her, and then she over here trying to get money for her and her husband while sleeping with this man. Talking about some doggone. She said, I'm unfaithful. I'm not disloyal. I'm like, girl, go on somewhere. What else? Let me see. Let me find this girl name. She just can't stay out his face. Vanessa ends up saying she wants to know if they have a deal. Says she doesn't owe him, that her husband does. I said, ooh. They said in the spoiler something about she has to decide if she's willing, basically, to take on Doug's debt or decide what she will or won't do for him. I said, you trying to help yourself to this man. We know what it's about. But okay, let's see. Vanessa talking about they got a lot to get past before that could happen again, before they could sleep together again. I said, girl, you look at you. I said, look at you, hiding the pants, tell yourself about to go now. And what happened? She mentioned something about this table or whatever. So he grabbed her, then she turned around. Y'all seen it, probably. I was like, look at them. Nah, what he tell her? He told her something. I said, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute, what's going on here? Let me see. But yeah, I think the last scene with them was she kept trying to get deals and stuff, talking about what did she say? She wanted him to pay her and Doug or whatever, and he was like, what? He didn't want to do it or whatever, but look like he gonna make a deal some type of way. But she better watch him, that's for certain. He can't be trusted. What a dude at? What a dude at? Doug friend, what's his name? Randy. What he at? He used to be around there. You don't see this man sleeping with your friend wife? Nah, he better stay out of it. He already done threatened him. Let's see. I think that was the last thing when she was saying how she was unfaithful. She unfaithful, not disloyal, and then they end up sleeping together. I think that was the last scene with them. Madison and Chelsea, to summarize what happened with them, first they end up kissing or whatever. They end up kissing. Then she finally got her. That's the best way to summarize it. She finally got her. After all that pursuing and stuff, she finally got her. Hold on. Hey girl, I know this is not a general hospital. Why is you assist no kids are not here? They say he up to something. They say he trying to use the kids for a reason. Question Jason about Danny Jake. Where is Scout? That I just thought about that. You right. Look, I ain't even think about that when I did the review. He over here trying to tell somebody where Danny and Jake. Where's Scout? You right. You know what? You right. I said, how you gonna talk? You don't even talk. What did he say? He said something the other day too, didn't he? It was something he said the other day, and I was like, you don't even know what Scout at trying to take somebody's kids. You right. He was right. Okay, what else? Let's see. I already said Madison and Chelsea. They end up getting together, whatever. She finally got her. Oh, she said something. She was saying something about I think Chelsea told her that she would never post her, without her permission. So I'm like, I know people were saying that she has a hidden agenda, so we'll see. But yeah, that ain't the first. Didn't she ask something like that before? Or it was something that Bill said that she started looking at. I don't think I said that right, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Martin and Vernon, that's when he was telling him that the dude, the server dude, can't whisper the same thing in his hallucination. And he was like, no, or whatever. The dude took the settlement, he left the country. I don't know why they be thinking that just because they pay these folks off, that they gonna actually disappear. If anything, they gonna come back for more money or something. Okay, what else? Is there something else that he said? Oh, at the end of the episode, Martin looked like Martin coming back, and he got the guy hemmed up, and he asking who he is. The dude looking all scared and stuff. And I said, what if they? I don't know if they say they own the club or they just members there or what. But can't they just find out if the dude actually worked there or not? Let's see. I think that was the last thing with Vernon them when he came up or whatever, and he hemmed the guy up. Malone, Jacob Daddy, I don't know his name, and Smitty. Malone was saying to Jacob Daddy that they got a reporter coming over to interview him, stuff like that. That's when Smitty came up. But Smitty kept asking him stuff. He was trying to connect him to certain stuff, to Joey or whatever. He showed this photo where it was Malone and Joey in the background, and he was asking him questions about that and stuff. And I was like, he's supposed to be doing his job, and that's what Malone was basically telling him. And that's when he said that about the glass house and stuff. And I was like, he knows something. I said, he knows something. That's exactly why not Jacob, what's his name? Martin was over here looking when Smitty mentioned Malone's name. What else? And I think Jacob Daddy in it too. I don't know what type of way, but yeah. I think the last people we already talked about, which was Ashley and Andre. We already talked about them, how he showed up, and I said, here you go. Here you go. Gotta always try to save somebody. So do y'all think they actually gonna sleep together, or y'all think she gonna be having a dream? Now, at first, I thought that she said she was going to say yes to Derek's proposal, even though I knew that she really wanted Andre. But I thought she was going to say yes. I thought they was going to, be in bed together. Not in together. not in bed together, but she was gonna be in bed and he was gonna be standing up there, and that's when she gonna imagine that it was Andre. But nope, don't look like it. She done turned him down and look like he broke up with her. Well, yeah, that's everything, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day. Be safe.